You're listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver.
What the hell is that?
Podcast.
It's that time once again, everybody. It is February. It's the Pittsburgh Piledriver Podcast. And it's that time of year where we have to do picks for Elimination Chamber because that is on the road to WrestleMania, and that's the road that we're traveling down, you mooks and mittens. Is that a lady? A mitten? Is a guy a mook?
I think it's mook and mitten fluid.
That's gooey. Let's go ahead and roll into this because we have to do picks. We have to do talking about Elimination Chamber. A lot of things could happen. A lot of things are possible, probable, maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to say. But in any case, you know me. I'm Ransom. In your face, up your butt, all around. That's what we do here. Beef the Legend, our illustrious Cruiserweight champion, is here. He is the guy that I take all my knowledge from on the picks. So if my picks sound eerily similar to his, there's a reason for that. Poot the Bard is also here. Tiger Bomb Tom is also here. We're going to do some picks. It's going to be great. I have the rum flowing. So I'm going to tell you how it is. And it's going to be picky. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but if you pick your nose too hard and it's dry out, you get a bloody nose. I can tell you that from experience. Beef, I am concerned that I'm going to be making a very unwise choice when it comes to the Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns, because you've done some talking in the group chat, and I don't know how to feel about this match. I just don't know how this is going to play out, and I feel like I might be making a stupid pick here tonight.
It sounds like you're basically going, Beef, hold me back. Hold me back.
Yeah. I need somebody to talk me off this ledge of a bad decision when it comes to this Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns pick. I feel like I'm on the precipice of a very bad decision.
Well, you know what? We'll have to cover that ground when we get there, everybody. As Ransom mentioned, it is time for the Elimination Chamber picks. We are knee-deep in our quarter one picks.
Gross.
Which will also include, at the least, Revolution. And I believe that we're including WrestleMania just because it's so early in quarter two.
It's like first weekend in April.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you know, lots of time still remaining, and I know that everybody's just waiting to been hearing this. So I'll give the state.
State of the podcast address.
I will give the standings once and only once. So listen up, you fucks.
Can you repeat that again?
Yes. No. I am the champion. I am the champion, so there's that. But currently at the top of the leaderboard, we have a tie with an impressive 23 points.
Damn, Gina.
From the Royal Rumble. We have our very own Tiger Bomb Tom and Pat.
Wow.
Now, I'm nervous about Tom. Tom usually works the other way. He usually has a pretty bad first pick, and then works really hard to get into the upper echelon with his next few. So this has me a bit nervous. Pat's not at all. Pat's a guy that likes to screw up his picks as he goes.
Wow.
So yeah, we'll see if he can maintain.
Wow.
Poor Pat.
On down the leaderboard, we have with 17 points, Corey. From Dos Hermanas Luchas. And if they continue to pick, awesome. They sometimes, will not pick. So that's been to their detriment. But he's currently with 17. And then we have the next one is Poot with 16.
Hey!
So, pretty far away from the leaders, but all the same, number 3. Then is kind of where we fall.
Beef still throwing shade. He's punching up on me.
I am. I sure am. Jimmy, the other half of DHL, is tied with Amber, 15 points. Again, I don't. I don't. Listen. I ain't scared because I know that Amber's gonna mess it up. Amber's gonna do something stupid like picking, Damian Priest to win the chamber or something. So I'll be okay.
Oh no! I was gonna pick him too. Damn it!
Go fucking rogue.
Again, if Jimmy continues to pick, he has a very clear shot, just like his brother. If and only. Then comes me with 14.
Oh no! What
Only
happened?
9 points down. John Cena and The Rock didn't show up for the Royal Rumble. That's what happened. That just owned everything.
Well, Switchblade Jay White didn't show up.
Well, wait. Now, how many did you put a surprise pick? You put like what?
I did 3 points on Cena. Yeah, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Honestly, and this is not a toot my own horn, but that edge pick is the only thing that saved me and put me in the lead. Like,
yeah,
that
absolutely.
Far.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a big risk.
You went with the sure thing, and we only had 2 surprise entrants, 3, I guess, really. But regardless, we were all shooting for the moon, and the rest of us all missed our shot. So I'm 14, and then comes Dave at 13, and then Ransom at 12.
Ransom.
Things are looking good for the Madman.
That's where we stand. Like
Not
I
looking
said,
good.
Listen, that was one event out of 4. We
Fuck it,
still
I might
have
as well
Elimination
go.
Chamber.
I might as well go ham, egg, and cheese on this.
We still have Revolution, which is going to be like 87 matches, like they always are.
Oh God, that's
and we
where...
still have 2 nights WrestleMania. Everything's fine. So, nothing is fucked here.
Honestly, Revolution is where Beef pulls hard into the back up into the leaderboard standings again because
Beef gets everything right. He gets everything right on fucking AEW.
Pretty much.
I'm counting on it.
Yep.
All right. So here are our matches for the Elimination Chamber. We have 5, which means 5 points. First off, I'll go in the order that we're going to be picking them.
Oh dear.
We'll have Brock Lesnar versus. Nope. Yes. Brock
Lesnar.
Yep. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar in just a regular old singles match. No frill, no pomp, no circumstance. Edge and Beth Phoenix take on Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley of the Judgment Day in a mixed tag team match. I would assume that's still men wrestle men, women wrestle women, but we'll see what happens. Oh no, my ring.
You sound like a science experiment over there.
Well,
not you, Ransom. I'm talking about Ransom.
That wasn't me.
I hear things.
Burps.
I hear things pouring, and then I hear like
he's doing science so hard.
Listen, I'm a scientist. How dare you?
Back off, man. I'm a scientist. We're also be picking for the right to face Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 39 for the Raw Women's Championship. It'll be an Elimination Chamber match, easy for me to say. Asuka versus Liv Morgan versus Nikki Cross versus Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya versus Carmella. The United States title will be defended in an Elimination Chamber as well, with Austin Theory, the incumbent, defending against Seth freaking Rollins with the Super Mario boots, Johnny Wrestling, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, and Montez Ford. Finally, Roman Reigns defends the the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Sami Zayn. Those are our picks. As always, it is champion's prerogative where we're going to start. And I'll tell you what, Poot, you're starting us off.
Of course.
Lashley, Lesnar, go.
I'm going to put 1 point. I'm putting 1 point on Bobby Lashley. I'm going to put I'm going to put 1 point on Black Lesnar.
Wow.
Is it ironic that old Lashes doesn't have any eyebrows? So
I'm putting 1 point on him. This I looked at the card and I went, okay, this is my 1-pointer, and because this is probably gonna be the one that I'm taking like big risk on. Like,
that's fair. You're playing it smart, man. That's how you do. Ransom.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna put 2 on. I'm gonna put 2 on Lesnar.
The Beast. Always a solid pick. Timothy.
So I'm trying to think if and what they might have anything going on at Mania for either one of these two. Because I feel like this is a match that we should have gotten in Mania.
I wouldn't count on us not getting it at Mania, to be honest.
Yeah, so that's my thing. So I'm trying to remember.
This has all the smackings of a. I don't want to give away my pick, but I'm going to give away my pick.
No.
You know, this has all the smackings of Lesnar winning and us getting a rubber match at Mania.
Well, okay, because I was gonna say Lashley. The last time they actually had a singles match,
Lashley won.
I
believe.
Yeah,
that was
a while ago.
Survivor Series.
Something like that.
Been a minute.
Well, I don't know. It was a while ago. I don't remember. I don't know. Either way, that they had Lesnar coming out and manhandling Lashley for a little bit. Then Lashley eliminates him at the Rumble, which was a really good show for him. So I can see like a rubber match coming at Mania. I want to pick Lesnar, but part of me also wants to pick.
It was Crown Jewel. And Lesnar actually beat Lashley.
Okay. All right. So essentially, Lesnar's beaten him. Lashley eliminated Lesnar at the Rumble.
Right.
They still have a Mania blow-off match that they could do. I don't think this match is the rubber match necessarily, but man, part of me wants to put saying that there's no winner, that they go to a dusty finish on this one, and then it's settled at Mania.
Could be a DQ.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like I'm not thinking necessarily a DQ. I'm thinking just a flat out like no contest, like just whatever. I don't know. I actually think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put 1 point on a no contest. I think it goes to that there is no definitive winner for either one of them.
So let's clarify. When we say no contest, we are including in that things like a time limit draw, double knockout, double count out, and double disqualification, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Correct. If it's a single disqualification, there's still a winner to that.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure we weren't getting super picky about specifying, but yeah, I'm fine with no contest.
Yep. I'm gonna say 1 point, no contest, and then further prediction that we get that payoff at Mania, with more than likely Lashley going over. So
I thought Lashley beat Lesnar, to be honest with you. And
that's the thing. It happened so long ago, and it happened at Crown Jewel, so it's easy to forget. But the big thing is that Lashley eliminated Lesnar,
right?
And
that kind of last in our mind.
Yeah, so like the last time they actually had a match, Lesnar wins, and then he had come out on Raw for those couple weeks or whatever and was beating the shit out of Lashley. They'd scrap whatever. Lesnar gets the upper hand, and then that's why at the Rumble they had Lashley kind of handily eliminate Lesnar to kind of build him back up a little bit.
I'm still thinking Lesnar, because I still think that they're probably going to pull the trigger on a number 3 at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
That Lashley probably wins. I know that Gunther versus Lesnar was mentioned for Mania, and like I'm on board with that. And if that's the route they choose to go, that's fine. Although I'd much rather see Lesnar versus Lashley in some sort of like crazy stipulation match, and then see Gunther defend against Sheamus and McIntyre. So like that's where my heart is telling me it's probably going to go. So yeah, I like Lesnar here. 2 points for me. Starting nice and easy. Next, Edge and Beth Phoenix will face Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley of the Judgment Day. Likely lesser Mysterio, well, maybe at this point greater Mysterio, will be in tow. Dominic will be there. Who knows if Priest will be there or not. Ransom.
As much as I want to see Damian Priest win the U.S. title, I don't think that's going to happen.
So we're talking the mixed tag match, sorry.
Right, no, I got you.
Okay, I got you.
This is just factoring in. Like, I want him to win, but I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger on that just yet. And I don't know that they're going to deal a full, complete loss across the board to Judgment Day. They might. I don't think that's a good decision, just to keep the stable looking strong. But I don't know. The last time, I can't remember what the last freaking match that they had was. Was that the I Quit match?
Yes. Yep.
Oh boy, Judgment Day did come out on top on that one.
But, you know, if we're factoring in recent memory, Edge returned at the Royal Rumble and eliminated the Judgment Day.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm going more with what I want to happen than what might necessarily happen. So I'm going to put my 3 points on Judgment Day in all hopes that it's not a complete loss for them across the board at this pay-per-view.
All right. Tom?
I'm going to go a little risky. I'm going to put 4 points on this. And I'm going to say Judgment Day wins this one. I feel like Rhea is going to be the one to get the pin, keeps her looking strong leading up to Mania for her match with Charlotte. And that's the important thing. They've got a rocket strapped to Rhea's back. Especially after running the gamut, running the gauntlet there in the Rumble from 1 to 30. You gotta have her keeping looking strong. Otherwise, this destroys any credibility that she might have. The only way Judgment Day loses this match is if Edge gets the pin on Balor, because then it helps Rhea not look as weak. But I feel like you still want to keep her looking strong. And then that way, like, there could be some shenanigans and stuff like that. Judgment Day can squeak away with a win, and then we can still get the Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio payoff at Mania, and they can do whatever the fuck they want with Edge and whoever. And, so 4 points, Judgment Day. Don't fail me now, Rhea.
That's what I love to hear. That's music to the champ's ears. Because we're talking an 8-point swing here, because I'm putting 4 points on Edge and Beth Phoenix.
Oh, damn it.
I just think that Edge has not looked great against Judgment Day, and Judgment Day has been on a real tear. And if they're going to have a blow off at Mania, Hell in a Cell, Fiend versus Brood Edge, which is the rumor, I think that Edge absolutely has to get one up here. And I think you can still keep
Fiend?
What did I say?
Fiend?
The Demon. Damn it. The Demon.
I thought you said, yeah, never mind.
Brood Edge versus the Demon. Excuse me.
Brood Edge.
Red. I think that Rhea still looks strong here. I just think that there's some fuckery that happens with Dominic that causes.
I mean, Rey has to be there too, right? Like, Rey has to be there too to set up some sort of upcoming Mania feud with Dom.
And that absolutely could factor in as well. But yeah, I'm taking Beth and Edge 4 points.
Not happy.
8 point swing for the champ is what I need. Poot.
Yeah. So I'm here. Man, like, the thing is, like, Ransom and Tom kind of said what I was thinking with
if
this.
You're not careful,
like,
the wind's gonna take your pick, so
Yeah. No.
Shut up.
It's
Karate chop you.
I really, man, karate chop you.
Stop muting yourself because you're gonna forget to unmute, and you're gonna be doing this big long time. You're gonna be like, "Motherfucker, I was muted." So you just go ahead. We'll deal.
I
Go ahead.
know what I'm doing. I've been here before. I can push the button.
He's a
How dare you.
scientist.
He is a
Yeah, man, I'm
scientist. He knows.
experimenting. Okay?
He majored in buttons with a minor in
I've got
switches.
I've got Bunsen burners and beakers and
Schematics.
laboratories and fuck you.
Go on, Poot.
I'm really thinking about like Ransom and Tom both said that all the reasons why I was going to pick Judgment Day, but like I haven't thought about long term with Edge. But like I mean, I don't know.
Fuck that old man.
Oh,
The way that I could see it working out is that Rhea and Beth get into it on the outside and they get occupied, and Edge just yoinks away the win. You know what I mean?
That's how it has to happen.
Like
That's how it has to happen. If
like-
it goes down that way, that's how it has to happen.
like
Pardon me.
you know what? I'm gonna lean in as well. I'm gonna go 4 points on Edge and Beth Phoenix as well because I could see it happen in my head. Like I can see it. The stealing of a victory via Edge or Beth Phoenix. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Beth Phoenix is going to pin Rhea Ripley because, again, you got to keep her looking strong. But I really could see Balor getting distracted by shenanigans via, hard time Dominic Mysterio and
Love it.
the Archer of Infamy, which I still think was an awesome nickname for Damian Priest. So I think it's more likely he gets distracted, gets speared by Edge, gets the quick pin, and then they get out of there. You know what I mean? So I'm going 4 points on Edge Phoenix. Edgy poo. Yeah.
Edgy Bethy. Here's the only thing that drove me away from them is that we always talk about like, oh, well, one person could take the pin and make the other person look strong because this person can take a loss. Generally, that happens in a like triple threat, fatal four-way type situation. With a tag match, you're still a loser. Like, even if Finn Balor gets pinned, that's still a loss for Rhea Ripley and Judgment Day.
Yeah, but then the blame can be placed on Balor. Like, the rest of Judgment Day can go like, what are you doing?
No, but what does that do? Like, if they're trying to keep a cohesive unit, having any sort of like, well, you got pinned, I didn't, what's that going to do? That's not going to do anything for Judgment Day.
Take, for example, the whole Kevin Owens-Cena match with Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
They lost, Roman and Sami lost that match. It was the first match Roman's lost in like 3 years. And like, I don't think anybody even, like, I mean, obviously we remember it, but it's at this point, it's a non-issue.
But they even played it up though. Like they played it up on TV. Like Roman made a big deal about it. Like Sammy, you lost, which made me lose. So I'm a loser because you're a loser.
Right, and you're not wrong.
They even played that up. So it makes me think like, well, if they're going to play it up on that end, it's the same thing on this end. Only you don't want dissension with the Judgment Day. You want them to continue to be a strong, cohesive unit.
Well, and I think that's where Rey Mysterio comes in. Like Rey Mysterio distracting Dom, causing some chaos, and somehow in the kerfuffle, Edge gets one over on Balor.
You're also not taking into the ephemeral nature of wrestlers, fans, and tying threads. Wrestles fans and tying threads like that together. Like, a lot of people don't have that thought process like we do.
I don't know. I don't know.
I hear you. And like, it's like on the flip side, though, like if the Judgment Day gets another win, are you going to buy that Edge has any chance at all of beating Balor at WrestleMania? Like, would you even think that that's like an option? Because it's like, they've beaten him pretty soundly, and like they've taken away his, I don't want to say manhood, but like they've taken away his, his edge. No pun intended.
But I already
So,
feel that
like-
way though. Like this has gone on for so long, and Edge has taken so many beatings, and like he gets beaten, he goes away. He gets beat, he gets hurt, he goes away. Like they turn on him and they kick him out of the Judgment Day, and he gets hurt and he goes away.
Well, let's not forget that he and Rey Mysterio beat the Judgment Day back at the Clash Castle, I believe,
Something.
and then that's when Dom turned. So, like, and I mean, this absolutely could go sideways for me. I hope it doesn't. But like, I just got a feeling that right now Edge needs to win more than the Judgment Day does. I think that Finn beating Edge, or Edge beating Finn, has, especially if it's like a quick roll-up pin when there's a kerfuffle, has zero reaction to Rhea Ripley and her title shot with Charlotte. I think that really starts to become the focus, pretty much after Saturday.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I don't know. I agree with everything you're saying. Like, I agree that Edge and Beth need a win because they have been beaten so many times by Judgment Day, or Edge has been beaten so many times, but I don't know. I hope you're right. Like, I hope at the end of Elimination Chamber, even if Judgment Day loses, Rhea still comes off looking strong and like a powerhouse, and Edge like just scoots by the skin of his teeth. Like, I hope that's how it
Which
plays
is
out.
his way. Which is his way. That's
You're right.
unfortunately
Yeah,
kind of what Edge is best known for, is just scooting through.
you're right.
To his credit and maybe detriment. Speaking of scooting through, we got the Elimination Chamber picks coming up. By the way, I just want to mention that this is a pretty great card.
Yeah, it's solid.
Normally Elimination Chamber is kind of lost in the fray of the road to WrestleMania, but this one stands to be a pretty fun and really good event. Emotions are going to run high for sure. So the first chamber match that we're going to look at is going to be the women's match. Again, this is for the shot at WrestleMania for Bianca Belair's title. This is number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship, and there are SmackDown women involved because this. But we see Asuka, Liv Morgan, Nick Cross, Raquel Rodriguez.
What's it?
It's been changed, and I forget. So I'm always hesitant. I'm like, did I write this right? Raquel
Cedric.
Rodriguez versus Natalya versus Carmella. I don't know. I do know why Natalia's in there.
Yeah.
But well, because they're in Canada. Hey, let's give Natty a spot. God forbid we make Baszler look good, or add someone like Shotzi Blackheart, who could have some great spots in there. No, forget about it.
Wait, you mean
God
just
forbid we
Shotzi?
put Piper Niven in there.
Just Shotzi.
Yeah,
Sorry.
just Shotzi.
My bad. Yeah, Piper was another one that fucking Carmella got on instead of Piper, and it's like, oh my god.
Piper Niven had a hell of a showing at Rumble, so it would have been quite the shame for her to be in this match.
Not to like detract from Carmella, she's good in her own right, but man, just
She's not going to win this. Natty's not going to win this.
She's
there's
not.
two right now that's like they're not gonna, neither one of them are going to win this.
It's unlikely. I'll put you like that. But before we start really dissecting, Tom, why don't you go ahead and talk us through who you're picking?
What was the last name that they had changed Raquel's to? Was it
Rodriguez.
Yeah, no, but what was it before?
Gonzalez.
Okay. What was it in NXT?
Gonzalez.
Okay.
Is this factoring into your pick?
No, I was just curious because I couldn't remember. So, and fun banter. But that's who I'm picking anyways. Is it though? I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's Raquel's time to get a shot. I know generally you
Generally?
generally speaking, you want to have a good face versus heel match or whatever in a especially like in a big title match. But you can get away with a face versus face.
Is Raquel a face?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So,
Okay. I couldn't remember.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see Nikki Cross getting a shot like this close with as little build up to WrestleMania as there is. Liv Morgan, maybe, but we kind of been there before. Asuka, maybe. I don't know. I feel like maybe next year will be like a bigger year for Asuka. Maybe they'll actually push her more. But I feel like, I don't know. Regardless if they actually pull the trigger at WrestleMania or not on this, I feel like they need to give Raquel a shot and a chance to shine. So my pick is for Raquel, and point wise, I think I'm gonna put 3 on it.
I think Raquel's still about a year away. I would not be shocked to see an NXT repeat where Rhea has this big fucking long dominant reign and Raquel is the one to end it. Because Triple H likes to think that we all forgot about what happened on NXT. So I think that Raquel's not there yet. Like Ransom said, Natalia's not a real possibility. Carmella's not really a possibility. That leaves Nikki Cross, Liv Morgan, and Asuka, all three who have had recent runs as champion. Nikki's not a bad hand. I just don't see her being the one to beat Bianca or even face Bianca.
No.
Liv's a possibility, honestly. I just like Asuka, man. Like I think that this whole going back to her roots thing with Kana, I think has been good for her. I like that they are taking their time with her and taking her seriously. And again, let's not forget who's in charge of creative now. The same guy who gave Asuka like the longest reign in NXT history for a champion. So I think that they're probably priming her for that again. That being said, I'm putting 1 point on Asuka. Poot?
Again, looking at this list, I think it came down to Raquel and Asuka for me, and I honestly think long-term burn with Raquel is what's going to do it. I think with the kind of reinvigoration that Asuka has, I think it's feasible, and in my mind, at least looking at this, not by a lot, but I think that Asuka is going to take it, and I'm going to go ahead and put my 3 on this one. I'm going to put 3 on Asuka.
Yeah, some sick came up on that one.
That hurt my fucking ears. Like
that was a little bit of sick coming up.
That sounded like
sick.
somebody like squishing some gack in a tin can.
I mean, it's pretty close. It was a pretty close call.
Ransom, who you got on this one?
This came down between Liv Morgan and Asuka for me. Like we said, these other two, I don't think that they have a shot. Nikki, I don't see her going to Mania to face for the title. I think you guys are on the money there with Asuka. I think people would like to see Liv Morgan, but I think Asuka's probably going to be the one to do it, or at least, I don't know if she's going to beat Bianca, but I think she's the one that takes it. So I'm going to do Asuka for 1.
I don't know that people would rather see Liv over Asuka, to be honest with you. Like, people want to see Liv win. She won, and then like the next week she was getting boring chants from the crowd. So, you know, I just feel like she was a great story, and like her doing really well in the
Story's
Rumble
done.
was a great story too. Like, and all of this, you know, absolutely is stuff that she can put in her file. You know, coming in second in the Elimination Chamber to Asuka is something that she can put in her file. You know, to maybe come up again someday in the future. But right now, it's got to be Asuka with the way that they're. And I mean, Raquel's not a bad pick, Tom. I'm not trying to talk down your pick. I just the way that they've been booking her has been so inconsistent. I just don't think it's there yet. Moving right along to the men's Elimination Chamber. We have and this is for the United States Championship. So Austin Theory is defending against Seth freaking Rollins, Johnny freaking Wrestling, aka Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, and Montez Ford. I get to lead this one off, and I'll tell you straight up, I'm putting my 5-pointer on this one.
Oh.
I like Austin Theory in this one.
Wow, to retain.
All right. All right.
I do, because if Austin Theory versus Cena wasn't happening at WrestleMania, I think that Seth Rollins would be a great winner here, or even one of the young guys. But realistically, if you're going to have Cena come back for WrestleMania to put this kid over, I think it's got to be for a title. And I think that, you know, they're doing a really good job with Austin Theory right now of rebuilding his brand.
So is that a thing that people have been talking about? A lot of heavy speculation that Cena's coming back.
That is one of 5 matches that is like penned in for WrestleMania. Nothing official, obviously, but like that's the scuttlebutt. That's one of 5 that's, you know, basically, you know, in at this point.
Ian.
Poochki. Let's hear your thoughts on this and who you got and how many.
I was gonna put my 5-pointer on this one, and I kept my mouth shut, and I said, "Damn you, beef," to myself. I mouthed it because I was really going like Austin Theory. But here's the thing, thinking about the thing with Cena, going against Cena at Mania doesn't need a belt. You don't need a belt. That by itself, even you have Austin Theory lose the belt in the Elimination Chamber, just postulating this. You have him lose it. He goes to like lose that belt, rebuild himself. He goes on a tear. He does like shit-eating heel stuff where he talks about how he was robbed, etc., 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 etc. Have him go after, like, have him like start whining about not getting, you know, a bigger title championship or whatever like that, and then have Cena come out and go, "Listen, I need to teach you some respect because bald spot." Like, there's that, but like I really like Johnny Gargano for this. It would kickstart him back off. You know what I mean? I think Montez Ford would be a really good choice too, but this is tough because like the only one, like after going through this kind of stuff and thinking about it, the only one that did make sense, because I think Austin Theory losing a belt at Mania would, I don't know, man. It feels like Austin Theory's in a weird place right now with like success. Does that make sense?
Oh, I don't think Austin Theory loses his belt tonight at Elimination Chamber or at Mania. I think he defended Elimination Chamber, as I mentioned. I think he beat Cena at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but why would Cena want to challenge for that belt?
Because he's the man that's synonymous with the U.S. title in WWE. In my estimation, he's the guy that I think gave it the best shine.
Either that, or they just don't, or the United States Championship just doesn't get defended at WrestleMania. That is a possibility too. They just have the match regardless, with Austin still being the champ. That could be a possibility. But either way,
Man,
I'm not trying to talk you into peanut butter jelly. If you think that your steak
you want
sandwich is
beef?
gonna win,
You do this every picks. You do this every picks to me.
yeah. I
I'm
think
sorry.
we need like an edited compilation of this now.
I'm sorry that my decision making on my picks is so good that it sways the rest of you.
Facts.
How's that? How's
Hey.
that for a backhanded compliment, you fuckwits?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything either. Jesus.
It's Poot's fault. Blame Poot.
Damn it.
Make a pick, Bungo.
Oh, jeez. Take a pick, Bungo. Lord have
Oh no!
mercy.
It looks like Beef got server muted. Whatever will we do? Oh no! Man, how'd
Curses.
that happen?
I think Discord's being fucky.
Must have been idle for 5 hours.
That's what we call a callback.
Man, I'm gonna put okay.
Do it.
Ransom has no clue. He's like, yeah, let it happen. Do it.
I don't know. Have you seen my points? I don't know shit about shit.
I'm gonna put. I have what, 3 and 5?
Yeah, 2 and 5.
2 and 5.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna put my 2-pointer.
Do it.
When did Theory re-win the belt?
Summer Mania Survivor Slam crown.
Crown.
Before Royal Rumble.
I'm
down.
A-Town down.
Do it. Get weird with it. Do it. Beef doesn't know what he's talking about.
I might mute everyone and talk this out on my own.
Sweet mother.
Survivor Series is when he won.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to
Oh,
look
wow,
back. I was
that's
like,
a while
I didn't
ago.
even see my pick for Survivor Series here. Where the hell did I write them down?
I'm gonna put 2 points. I'm gonna put 2 points on 2 points on Johnny Gargano.
Yes.
I'm gonna put 2
Why I have
points.
everything.
2 points on Gargano. Just again, like this was the other one along with Lashley Lesnar that I was like, so I'm just gonna do it because also you know what, I like Johnny Gargano, so that's let's do it.
This is why I have everything written down beforehand, so I can't be swayed. It's all. The only thing I really edit on the fly are point. I don't really do that often. I pretty much keep my shit like in lock.
Beef's locked
Unless I'm
in.
fighting with myself about
He's
something.
trying to sway me and then started me off so that I have to pick first on the next one. I just want that noted. You mathed that one out this time. You mathed that one out this time.
Poot, normally I will call you a conspiracy theorist, but I absolutely use my champion's prerogative on this one to make sure that I pick last on the next match. You are 100% correct.
Oh dear.
Ransom, who you got?
I echo Poot here. This is a tough one because I could see any number of these guys winning it. Gargano's a good one. I want Priest to win it. I don't think he will, but I want him to because I want some gold in the Judgment Day. I don't think Ford really would because I don't think they're going to split the Street Profits just yet. And I think it would make for a weird tag team dynamic for one of them to have a belt and another one not because, like, Montez Ford is going to be defending that belt. What the heck is Angela Dawkins going to be doing? I mean, Angela Dawkins
He'd just be Marty Jannettying around. He'd just be Marty Jannettying around.
Oh, that's not
Like,
fair.
I don't.
That's not
Oh, was
fair.
that a gunshot? That could have been. All right, everybody get locked and loaded. The orcs are on the move. But I don't think they're gonna break the Street Profits up just yet. So I don't think it's gonna be him. Gargano's a really good chance, in my mind. He has a good shot at winning this. I think I am gonna have to go with Austin Theory though, just because I agree with what Beef said. Like, I think he wins here. I think he takes it into Mania. Whether or not it's for the championship, if he faces Cena, he's got to win. Because there's no point in Cena coming back, beating Austin Theory, and then going away. Like, that doesn't make any logical sense whatsoever. Unless they're purposely planning on burying Austin Theory. But, like, why put the title back on him if you're going to bury him? Like, that doesn't make a lick of sense. And I don't think it's a good showing to have Austin Theory lose at Elimination Chamber just to go on to Mania to face Cena and win. Like, you're knocking him down just to build him back up again. And I don't think he needs that. Just having won the belt at Survivor Series so soon. So I'm going to do, what do I have left here, Beef? Do I have a 1, 2, 1?
You have a 4 and a 5.
4 to 5. Number 4 on Austin Theory. Good.
Tom?
Real simple. My pick was going to be for Austin Theory regardless. The only thing I decided to change up was my points because I know I have my 5 and my 2. But I'm going to echo Beef on this one, and I'm going to put my 5 points on Austin Theory.
Finally,
Yes.
we come to the main event. Roman Reigns defending his undisputed WWE Universal Championship with Paul Heyman, the wise man, in his corner, versus Sami Zayn. On SmackDown last week, the wise man told Jimmy Uso that he and his brother should stay home, and because you can see things better at home with wink, nudge, nudge, knowing that Jey Uso had met up with Sami Zayn by the trucks in the garage, and they had a word. So speculation is, maybe the Usos won't be there because of the DUI. It is reported, though, that they will, in fact, be there, that they are, eligible to be there. So, I think that this is just Triple H working the smarts, man. So that's, if that factors into your decision-making process at all, let it be known that it looks like they're eligible to be there. Whether or not they will be is, well, up to you. Speaking of up to you, Pootski, lead us off here.
Oh, I don't wanna.
Do it. Risk it for the biscuit there, baby.
I can just feel Beef's eyebrows peaking. Like, I can just feel this. Like, and
He does it.
It makes me feel icky, and it puts me in a bad mood.
Makes me horny.
I've done nothing of the sort, Poot.
You shut your mouth.
I didn't make you hold on to your 5-pointer in the.
It's not my 5-pointer that bothers me. It's I'm gonna turn into Sami Zayn circa 2020 here in a minute.
Oh no!
Yes.
Despite the fact that Tom's whooping the hell out of both of us, you're like, Poot's 1 point ahead of me. I gotta burn down his farm.
2 points. 2 points. 2 points.
Wow.
Let's see. I'm gonna put my
Not the farm.
What the farm?
Not the farm.
I'm gonna
No, not the groom.
I just keep thinking about the thing that goes through my head is the logic of this is just for the Universal title.
Nope.
Yeah,
This is for the whole kit and caboodle.
It's for the whole kit and
both titles.
I thought it said
the WWE Undisputed Universal title.
Oh, the Undisputed Universal title. I'm gonna put my 5 on Reigns. I think it's a really good story to have. I think it would be interesting to have Sammy do it, and I think they could easily put Roman back desperately in the fold. I think they could put him back in there and make it like a triple threat at Mania and have it be champion Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns all in a triple threat for the ages. But I don't like the idea of Sami Zayn being a transitional champion. I don't like the idea of like having to turn like I do like kind of like the idea of like turning Roman into a desperate thing. And I understand that Paul Heyman cut that promo where he said there is no bloodline. You know, there is no Roman Reigns without these belts, and that leads to some doubt in there, but it's just it's I feel like it's there as a smokescreen to add more believability and, you know, the thing of like, oh shit, if Sami Zayn does win, then that's the end of the bloodline. That's the end of Roman. That's the end of this. If it does happen, I will be thrilled and I will eat those 5 points. But I just think that it stays on Roman and Roman gets paranoid leading up to Mania. So I'm putting my 5 points on Roman.
Ransom?
I would have zero hesitation in picking Roman Reigns, other than the fact that this is in Montreal, and I just Beef's words in the group chat keep eating away at me. Like, what if? What if? I don't think the smart play is to have. I don't think the smart play is to have Sammy win, because then you're going to have the big blow off with Cody be Cody versus Sammy, and the crowd at Mania is going to be split. They're not going to know who they're going to want to cheer for.
Huh?
I mean, one way or another, unless that's what they want. Like, if they want a split crowd, if they want people cheering for both guys, and to have it be like really a blockbuster and really a nail biter, maybe. This is where I'm real conflicted on this. KO has to be involved somehow in this match. Oh, pardon me. I mean, they're not going to leave KO out of Montreal, even if he's not in a match. Like, so I mean, he could be involved in either help Sammy win, cost Sammy the belt. But if they're going to do Sammy and KO versus the Usos at Mania, they're not going to have KO cost Sammy the belt. If anything, both Sammy and KO are going to be left laying, which will set up Usos versus the Canadians. Oh. I'm going to say 5 points on Roman, just because with the length of time he's had these belts, and for somebody to take it off of him, I think it needs to be like the next guy. And I like Sami Zayn, I really do. But I don't think Sami Zayn's going to be the next guy. I think the next guy is Cody. So I don't think they're going to take the belts, both of them, off of Roman here, just to have Sammy versus Cody at Mania. Because they're not going to split the crowd like that. I just don't think they will. So I'm going to say 5 on Roman.
Tom, your 2-pointer.
Yeah, I kind of said this even before the Rumble, and I'm sticking with it. I know that Sammy is the big story with the bloodline, but Cody's return, Cody winning the Rumble, that's the thing they're going to move forward with. You may want to deafen yourself too, Maniac, so you don't hear our last 2 picks here. You may think that like it's believable that Sammy could beat Roman or whatever, and that'd be the feel good thing for this because it's in Montreal. But there's no way that you have the most dominant wrestler and the most dominant champion in the last number of years here that's been, hanging on to these belts forever. There's no way you take them off of him at freaking Elimination Chamber. He hangs on to them until Mania. So my 2 pointers on Roman Reigns. And like I said before, at Mania, you get KO and Sammy. With whatever post-match crap happens here at Elimination Chamber, either at the end of that night or that's the start of setting up the story of KO and Sammy reuniting and them coming together to face the Usos at Mania. Either way, the bloodline's crumbling. We know that. It culminates all at Mania. Roman loses the titles. Usos lose the tag titles. That all happens at Mania. But for now, you got to keep those belts on Roman. So Roman Reigns, 2 points. Take us home.
I echo all of your points. But
There it is.
Nope.
now my eyebrows are peaked.
Oh no.
But the last week,
If I may,
changed my
just
mind.
really quick before you do this, go. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
The last week has changed my mind. Monday night, the Cody and the Sammy promo. Finish your story. It was so impactful. Dave Meltzer thinks Sami Zayn's got a shot at winning. And I just want to point out that just because I am picking Sami Zayn to win, and I am, it does not mean that Sami Zayn's winning those belts.
Oh no.
I think Sami Zayn wins. I don't know exactly how it's gonna go down, but I think that he has to win in Montreal, man. Like, his entire career has been leading to this moment. And yes, I know that WrestleMania is a bigger venue. And yes, I'm aware that, of the implication that, that WrestleMania is a big deal for Kevin Owens if they end up facing the Usos for the tag belts. I get all of that. And I am kind of in the camp of, is Sami Zayn the main eventer? And that was the other thing that really, really sat off me the last couple weeks. The reports coming out that Triple H doesn't think Sami Zayn's a main eventer.
Red herring.
I absolutely believe that. I absolutely. So Sami Zayn might walk out with those belts on Saturday. And if he does, awesome. They absolutely can do a triple threat match at WrestleMania with Roman Reigns worked in there. Absolutely. But the story here, and I know what the WWE faithful are going to say. They're going to say that Sammy's story is with the Usos. It's the story of garnering Jay's love and affection, only to have him turn on him for his family. And that's the story that Sam needs to finish. But honestly, I just feel like Sami Zayn's winning this. Again, I'm not saying he's walking out with the titles, but on the run sheet, you will see a W next to Sami Zayn's name and an L next to Roman Reigns' name. And that is a 3-pointer for me.
So I have a quick thought on that when you mentioned the Cody and Sammy promo from Raw. Not that promo took anything away from the fire behind getting the crowd behind Sammy. But I feel like that promo did a little bit more for Cody than it did Sammy, only in the fact that it was like Cody's rah-rah speech to Sammy to help pump him up and garner a little bit more favor with the crowd.
Well, and that's the other side of it, is that Sammy came out in a very kind of mousy way. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I have it in me. Like, I don't know, man. Something is screaming to me. And all cards on the table, Roman Reigns is the overwhelming favorite. Vegas has money on him.
Well, here's the thing. Remember,
I'm not trying to game the system here.
Right.
I'm going off of a gut feeling.
But just think back to, and I'll use this example. Think back to whenever Liv Morgan won the title off of Ronda. Okay. Remember how that went down when she beat her for it? Even though Liv won, they made Ronda look strong because they had Ronda just like beat the shit out of her after the match. You could do the same thing essentially with Roman and Sammy. Roman could win and could start some, post bell activities, and Kevin Owens could come down, and together the two of them could whoop the shit out of Roman and have Sammy and Kevin look strong, and they do that aggressive, yeah, we're back together, are you back together? Yeah, we're back together. They're like in each other's face, like the like fucking broing up moment, and then they hug, they unite, all of Montreal celebrates, and they go home happy, and that sets up the story moving forward for them versus the Usos.
I don't know, man.
There's more than one way to skin this cat. I honestly, I really don't want to see a triple threat between Cody and Sammy and Roman at Mania. I feel like it dilutes it. Like, I don't know. I just want to. I know everybody wants for Sammy to have that feel good moment, and I feel like he had part of that moment at the Royal Rumble because he was a little conflicted, but I think it was more so Roman mush facing him that fucking put Sammy over the edge and made him hit Roman. I think had Roman not done that storyline wise or whatever, he could have got away with Sammy just like putting down the chair and walking out of the ring or something like that, whatever.
Hey, here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. When Cody hit Roman with that chair,
Cody?
Damn it, Sammy. When Sammy hit Roman with that chair, the place blew up.
Rightfully so.
When Cody won the Royal Rumble, people were happy, but the place didn't blow up. You know why?
It was more predictable. We knew that was going to happen, which isn't always a bad thing, but we kind of expected
it's part of the story. Again, they've been building a Cody story over the last 7 months as well. Actually, over the last year. The return of the prodigal son, back after his fall from grace, so that should have had just as big of an impact. But this story, man, I'm telling you, this Sami Zayn thing absolutely has all the makings of the Yes Movement. And I think that they're going to go into WrestleMania as a triple threat match. I don't know what that means for the Usos. I don't know. I don't know what that means for Kevin Owens. And quite frankly, as one of the biggest Kevin Owens fans I know, I don't care. This story has been so well done, organic, that I absolutely would shelve other plans and say, you know what, let's ride this out. You can still have Cody be the guy to take those titles at Mania, but you let Sammy get the win here. Again, count out, disqualification, whatever. Still a feel-good moment. Montreal still goes crazy. And again, Sami Zayn get inserted in a WrestleMania main event. I just feel like they're playing with fire. if they don't get Sami Zayn involved in the main event of WrestleMania.
I feel like that brings up even more interesting talking points for the next episode. What do you think?
I think it's you're not in charge. The problem here is I fucking hate WrestleMania triple threat matches, especially involving a freaking Royal Rumble winner.
Thank you.
Like, and I honestly, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, it doesn't matter if it's Daniel Bryan. It doesn't matter if it's Sami Zayn. I hate it. I'm a wrestling purist when it comes to the Royal Rumble winner and the main event at WrestleMania. And I know that's to my detriment because I need to not be so close-minded. I need to think outside the box. I know I know it's a flawed line of thinking. I do. But I can't break myself of it. Like, I hate it when the Royal Rumble winner, when it's a 2-night WrestleMania, goes on night 1. I hate that. I hate it when the Royal Rumble winner goes into Mania and it winds up being a triple threat match. I hate it. If it's a Money in the Bank cash-in, I have no problem. Because that happens mid-match or end of match, whatever. I don't have a problem with that. I hate the whole, this person went into the Rumble, won the Rumble, earned their title shot, and now suddenly insert person C into a match which should have been person A and B. But before you tear me apart, Beef, I understand that is a outdated and flawed line of thinking because I'm boxing myself into like black and white. Like, I get it, but it still irks me and it still bugs me.
And I'm right there with you. I honestly am right there with you. I think that the Royal Rumble winner deserves their time in the spotlight. But
like, what's the point of having a Royal Rumble winner if you're just going to insert somebody else in?
I think
like you don't have to win the Rumble. You can just be a crowd favorite, and suddenly, pow, you're in.
I think that you kind of said it there at the end that it's not so black and white, because here I think is a worst case scenario where Cody faces Roman on night 2 and Sami faces Roman on night 1. Sami loses a hard-fought battle, but loses nonetheless. That's going to irk the crowd, and by and large, it's going to be the same crowd for night 2. And yes, I understand that's different nights. They can come in with a different attitude, but I think that there are going to be the lingering Cody chants, or damn it, the lingering Sami chants.
Absolutely.
And 10K can quickly turn into 100K. Like
it's
that.
Mob mentality.
Exactly. It spreads like wildfire. So like that's something I think that they need to avoid. The only way that Sami faces Roman at WrestleMania in a singles match is if he beats Roman for one of those belts, which again, I don't hate that idea. I think we have to talk about placement of it, which title, blah, blah, blah. But I don't hate that idea. I think that the smartest move here to keep the fans happy is to keep Sami involved. And you can even have Cody pin Roman Reigns in the match. I don't want Sami there to take the pinfall. I think that Roman needs to take the pinfall. Absolutely. Absolutely.
At Mania, yes.
Yes, absolutely. But, and I mean, you keep Sami looking strong there. Have a moment after the match where Sami and Cody face off, square off. And then Cody, Sami kind of gives him his, due respect. And let Cody have his moment. And you guys are probably right. And in all honesty, it makes all the sense in the world for Roman Reigns to beat Sami Zayn here, kind of put his part in this to bed, and then move on to Cody. But I just feel like if that's the case, and Sami and Cody go on to face the Usos, I feel like as a fan of the storyline, I'm getting shortchanged. Something happened that no one intended, and Sami got this thing over like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And while, yeah, the Cody thing was a great idea, and I'm absolutely for it. Now they have this other thing that's organically happening. And as we found out, as we learned the last 10 years, if you try to squelch something that's organic, that usually doesn't sit too well with the people. It took Roman Reigns 6 years to recover from not being organic.
Yeah.
So just that's my 2 cents. And I think that there's a way that this can be done carefully and calculated.
So let me ask you this, though. So let's say everything that you're predicting here pans out, where Sami wins at Elimination Chamber, but doesn't walk out with the belt. And it is a triple threat match at Mania. And Roman does get pinned by Cody. Let's say it's by Cody. Isn't there some sort of risk or worry that they gave the fans a taste at Elimination Chamber, a taste of Sami hope? So everyone at Elimination Chamber is happy because Sami picked up the win. Everybody's going into Mania thinking Sami's now in this match. It's just like fucking wind. It's just like Daniel Bryan. It's just like the Yes Movement. The wind. And when Cody wins, it is a complete 180. It's a complete backlash. Even if Cody pins Roman, even if you get that stare down with Sami Zayn and Cody, isn't there some sort of worry in the office? Like, Cody has been the face, the guy. Like, he comes back as the prodigal son. He wins. Sami is there in the match. Sami doesn't get pinned, but Sami still doesn't win. And the crowd wants to see Sami win. So isn't there a risk that at the end of Mania, instead of that big, big crowd cheer, big pop, big hooray, fireworks and streamers, you have a crowd that is just angry because Sami is there again in the match, but doesn't get it.
But here's the thing. Roman Reigns was not mature. First of all, we do need to get the Maniac on here.
He'll wait.
But the thing that you have to realize about that situation is that back then, Roman Reigns was not mature enough as a performer to handle that kind of reaction, that kind of heat. You're talking about Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, he can handle any kind of heat that comes his way from the crowd and make it in his favor and make people like him. He is mature enough and experienced enough and has the miles on himself to be able to deal with it and make it into a positive. I'm not concerned about that in the least. Not even in the least. Like, and plus, Cody revels better as a heel in my opinion anyway. He does really well as a... Do you remember when he first dyed his hair blonde and we said he looked like Max Headroom and he was just being a shit-eating heel? Like, that's the thing. Is he can do it, and he can make it work, and he will absolutely be the best shit-eating heel. He'll play up to it, and he'll make it entertaining. That's why I'm not concerned about any of that. I'm not even the least bit worried.
I think
the only problem there is that like, they spent, how many days have they had Roman Reigns on top as the champion, as a heel?
Over 900 at this point.
So there we go. So isn't it time for a face run with this championship belt? Like, I feel like now's the time where we get a face as the champion. And I agree with you, Poot. Cody can turn a negative into a positive. Yeah, absolutely. But my worry is the Mania crowd. Like, the Mania crowd, I don't see any instance where Sami is in that match, and even if Cody pins Roman, people still aren't upset and booing because they wanted Sami. I think it would be just like the Daniel Bryan. Like, when Daniel Bryan got inserted as a triple threat, at that Mania match, if they would have had, who was that? Who was in that match? Was it Orton, Batista?
and Orton. Yep.
So if they would have had Batista pin Orton, even if Daniel Bryan wouldn't have taken the pin, there still would have been outrage, or vice versa. If Orton would have pinned Batista, there still would have been outrage because people wanted Daniel Bryan so bad. Even if he didn't get pinned, I think there still would have been a massive eruption of boos. And I just don't know if they're ready to turn Cody heel, especially having Cody be the new champion. I don't see Cody being a transitional champion either. So to put those belts on him for a cup of coffee, just to have him turn heel and then Sammy face him as the face, I don't know. Like, I feel like this is a very, very risky situation for WWE.
Oh,
They've
the whole
booked
thing's
themselves.
risky. Yep.
Yeah, they've booked themselves
But-
into a bad situation.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, first world problems. Like, oh man, a Rumble winner is the right choice. And oh man, we have such a great organic storyline happening. Like, yes, absolutely, this is something that could turn negative for them. But ideally, this is great for WWE. They have a Rumble winner and a guy who's going to beat Roman that is the guy that should do. And then they have a guy that's somehow, despite everything else, getting over. So, I hear you. And I think that regardless, at this point, we are past the point of no return. Past the point of no return. Regardless, I think that there's going to be some booing in the crowd. Even if Sammy and Kevin win the tag team titles on night one, and there's still going to be Sammy chants. This is something that's going to happen now. Period. End of list. I think that doing it that way, the triple threat match where like Sammy gives him his due after the match, I think gives them at least sort of an out. But the bottom line is, I think that, regardless of what happens from here on out, they're kind of in a corner, and that they need to try to quell this as best they can. And I think that a triple threat match and then Sami Zayn giving Cody, his props, giving Cody his flowers, as it were, is probably the best way to do that.
So last bit of sauce here before we wrap this up and bring the Maniac on. Is it at all better if Roman pulls double duty at Mania, where they somehow slot Sammy into night one for the Universal title and Cody into night two for the WWE title, and have the belt split happen at Mania? I mean, it seems like it's almost like a too good to be true type thing. Like you're really giving too much, maybe. Like you have Sammy win, everybody's happy. You have Cody win, everybody's happy. Is that a possibility, or is that pretty much like, no, that's not the way that things are going to go?
Oh, that'd be great. But you're going to have people that are going to say, Cody should have been the one that beat Roman first. And if you swap them and Cody beats Roman first, you'll have people say, oh, Cody should have been, Cody won the Rumble, he should have gone on second. So, no matter what, you're going to have detractors. But yeah, worst, in a perfect world, absolutely. Roman pulls double duty, loses one belt to Sammy on night one belt to Cody on night two. Everybody goes home happy. Tribal Chief takes a break, comes back stronger than ever.
Fair enough.
We are, my molars feel longer, and it's not because I'm a vampire or a werewolf. It's because we've been chatting for so long that I think my teeth are starting to fall out.
Taco.
Which means that it is time for a Mexican treat for all of our wonderful listeners. Poot!
Racist.
Say it.
It's P3 time. It's wrestling stuff. Chambers and Mania, us and them, check them out. The wind.
Wind.